Well, hello folks, Jason Chrisman, Grazing Acres Farm. You know, we're coming out of winter and I've got a lot of ruts to fix. Now when I say ruts, I ain't talking great big gigantic ruts. Something like that wouldn't be ideal for a harrow. What I'm talking about is any kind of mark left from the tractor. Those imprints get left in the mud, they dry, and then they just become like washboard to drive across, and it's just rougher than heck. So when I say ruts, I'm referring to any kind of a rough area, even the hoof marks left from the cows when it was muddy, and those dry, those get extremely rough to drive across. And it's not just for the ATV. This particular pasture, we have hay deliveries made into, so the people that drive their trucks into this pasture will appreciate me fixing these areas. Constantly in and out of the pasture, moving hay to the cow herd in the wet, sloppy pastures, and it's just left some ruts. And to leave them ruts there all winter means I'm going to beat up my ATV because I use my ATV to manage the cow herd. So you know, it worked out kind of well because a couple weeks ago the people over at LandTop reached out and asked if I'd be interested in reviewing any of their equipment. So I took a few minutes and I went through their online catalog and I found this Harrow, and I thought, boy, that would work perfect to fix my ruts in my pastures and maybe even the driveways. So what we're going to do today, you can see I've got it set up here. I have not used it except for to drag from the parking lot over there to here. So I've moved it maybe 20 feet. And right now you can see the tine's got it all standing up nice and tall. It's got a nice heavy duty chain on it and got it hooked to the ATV. We're going to drag it around this little area right here and just see what this Harrow can do. I will say it's got some serious weight to it, and first impressions, I'm pretty impressed. Now let's hop on the ATV and drag it around this rough area and see what it can do. But first, let me show you what this rough area looks like. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And we're going to circle right down through this drive here. We're going to go right in here over top of all of these ruts and probably circle right back out this drive over here. Now I'm sure it won't do much for the muddy area, but the drier dirt, I think we're going to fix it up and make it look real nice with this Harrow. Let's check it out.
To your bones, get up and get it, baby, all day long. Maybe nobody cares, maybe nobody wants to see the way. City to city for the best show. I got some cattle to call. You got those bunny sounds. Lazy, don't get it.
You know, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. Just a couple passes, what it's done. Let me take you in here to the pasture and show you what it looks like, how rough it is. And you can see it's already making a difference. And I've only went around like maybe 5 times at the most. And we've got some pretty nice ruts in here from the tractor. You can see all this roughage here. We're gonna remove all that with this Harrow. And it's doing an excellent job. You can see here where I've been. You can see over here where I haven't been. Look at these ruts. It's just rougher than heck on the 4-wheeler. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave you right here and let you watch a couple passes of me going around.
Slave from the darkness to the dawn.
So, LandTop, I'm pretty impressed. Let's give you a closer view of what this is actually doing. All right, so this is the area before I brought in the Harrow. You can see how rough it is. You can see all the marks from the tractor. You can see all the low spots like this area right here. And now, let's look at what it looks like after I ran the Harrow through here. And here's what it looks like after. Pretty amazing what it did in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Definitely took the roughness out of it. You know, I'll be honest, I'm pretty impressed. I've been up here doing this for maybe 15 minutes now, and look at the ruts. They're gone. Now, this would work perfect to throw down some grass seed. You can see it even kind of spread out the little bit of hay I had piled here, and that's just the remnants that fell off of a bale when I was feeding. I got a lot of plastic to clean up yet, don't mind that. We're worrying about this Harrow. Does it work? Does it not? And so far, I'm pretty impressed. Now let's take it over to the driveway over here and see what it does in a graveled area. I'll be honest with you folks, I've never used an actual Harrow before. I'm kind of cheap, and you know, I'm one of these people that would throw down a cattle panel, throw a couple tires or cinder blocks on it and drag it around. But after using the actual Harrow, I can tell you there's day and night difference between the cattle panel and this. And that's all due to these tines on this Harrow. When it's pulled forward, you can see how it raises up and them teeth dig in. That does a lot of justice right there. This thing could be handy for breaking up the ruts like you've seen, breaking up hay piles that are left over from the cows, fixing rough spots in your driveway, maybe even breaking up the soil enough to broadcast some seed. Real handy tool here. And one thing you can actually do if you don't want the teeth to stand up is you can take this whole apparatus and flip it over and put it on its top, and then it just rides flat. So you've got options with it. And one thing I really like about it is these carabiner setups that they've got on here. They've got it so you can disconnect from the actual Harrow part from this front support. And let me bring one of these in here a little bit closer and show you. So here's what the carabiners look like. You can see how it would open up like normal. That's what we're used to. But what you're not normally used to seeing is this screw attachment, which keeps it from opening again. And it's got several of those on this device. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's one up here. So it does a really good job at holding itself together with these carabiners. And I really like the fact that you're able to lock them. Now, I did notice when I received this that all these carabiners were up the other direction with the threads pointing down towards the soil. I took the liberty this morning before I started to record and put all the threads towards the top, because I see it in my mind that if these threads on this carabiner are pointing down towards the ground, they're probably going to get scuffed up and ruined, and then you're not going to be able to unthread that lock. But overall, I'm really impressed. Now this thing does have some weight to it, so it doesn't really need any weight thrown on top of it versus the cattle panel. Comes with the heavy duty chain and you're ready to rock and roll. Here's the other carabiner right here. Everything you see is included. Now this ships to your door in a great big box. FedEx brought it to me the other day. I watched on the camera as the dude tried to get it off the truck, put it on a dolly. He wheeled it over to my door, and I stepped outside and he says, "What in the heck is that? It's heavy as heck." And I told him what it was, and he says, "Pretty cool. Let me know how it works for you." So if you're looking for a Harrow, a way to break up ruts, maybe something to break up the soil so you can broadcast some seed, check out LandTop, folks. Seems to be some real nice equipment. I know I'm impressed to this point, and I'll definitely be returning back to LandTop for my farming needs. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down in the comments section of this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to do so you can see all of my farming content and see all my farm reviews. If you enjoyed this video, smash the thumbs up on your way out the door, and thanks for watching, folks. Grazing Acres Farm with LandTop. LandTop.
Ain't it a pity when your rooster crows at the top of the day, lays it whip down to your bone?